All right, so we're back at it again. There's the address marker. This one is outside of the city of Oshkosh in a farm field, basically all farm field in this area here. It is set on a little bit of an elevation. It would be the town of Nekemi, I believe, or town of Fisk. So it's a rural area. Tower itself looks like it's in pretty good shape otherwise. Does have some what looks like cell phone transmitters on it, so I believe it's being an active site being used for that. There's that weird disc on the side. I'm not sure exactly what that's being used for. The building just looks like a standard concrete building like many of the others. I couldn't find who actively owns the site, so there wasn't any sign or anything like that. This is does have three-phase power coming in like most of the other sites. So there is also a chain link fence in the back part of that building or whatever, and then they have a security gate across the front there to keep out I'm not sure who, but you can see it's pretty wide open. Okay, so the next site here is in Trenton, Wisconsin, which again is kind of a open field type area right outside of Fox Lake, Wisconsin. This one, they actually took one of the horns down from the top, and from what I could make out is that where that horn was is now just like peppered with all sorts of cell phone transmitters and stuff. So it is an active site. As you can see there, the gate was open on this one. I could have walked in. Obviously nobody's been through there because there was no foot traffic or tire marks or anything driving up there. So tower overall is in pretty good shape. The reason I'm doing this voiceover, it's all super windy. First couple sites that I was at, it was so windy I could hardly stand and hold the camera. It was just blowing super strong. So yeah, this one has a couple antennas at the top there too, a couple whips the way it looks. Concrete building looks standard just like the rest of them. That spool, I'm assuming, was when they pulled the wire for the cell phone transmitters. They probably just left the spool there. It does have three-phase coming into this one. So, and like I said, there's a little bit of elevation here, not much, but it's a pretty big wide open area otherwise, and not a whole heck of a lot of anything around. Basically just a big open space. Alright, so this site is located at Prairie to Chien, Wisconsin, which is outside of Madison. It is a very urban area. It's the only tower that I visited that was in a city setting. Everything else was very remote. You can tell this is a very active site. There's HVAC units hanging off the side of the concrete building there. There's a standby generator. And there is a lot of communication equipment on this tower. More than just cell phone. Looks like there could be some emergency communication stuff for local, maybe fire department or police department on this tower as well, which would make sense because it's all within the city here. Across the street there was a school, and I believe the parking lot that we were in was a type of recreational building. So like I said, very urban.
Alright, so this is the address here, and this is in Merrimack, Wisconsin. And we took Bluff Drive to get up here. This one is right on top. There's actually a ski hill here. And this one is super tall. Super tall, and it's, like I said, it's sitting right on top of a bluff. This one is actually surrounded by quite a few antennas. There's quite a few other towers in this area. This one's owned by that American Tower again. This one says Baraboo, Wisconsin, which is pretty close to Merrimack. Merrimack's pretty small. Oh, maybe you can see the one in the background there. You can see there's that antenna back there. Like I said, there's quite a few in this site. It's odd, you see three-phase power coming up in the middle of nowhere here. Really steep, windy road out this way. And then there's these towers, and that's why the three-phase power is coming up here. This building is a little different looking than the rest. Most of them weren't block. It was some sort of either port or like a spancrete type building. So this is different with it being block. So, and there's another site that is probably 10 miles from here. We saw it on our way, and that'll be our next one, hopefully, if it doesn't get too dark yet today. So yeah, this one must be used for some cell phone there. Yeah, I can see there's some cell phone antennas there on that little deck part. Everything else though looks in pretty good shape. So, and this is near Devil's Lake State Park as well. Alright, so this is the last one here. Here's the address marker, town of Caledonia. This one too is quite a bit of elevation here. Get some information here on these signs. And it's getting pretty dark. This one tower is definitely not as tall at all. And it doesn't really look like it's being repurposed for anything else. Kind of just looks like an abandoned site. There's a small whip antenna on top there. And three-phase coming in again the way it looks. Actually, maybe that's not three-phase. No, the site doesn't have three-phase coming in, which is odd. But this building is similar to the other ones. Kind of in the middle of nowhere here again. Yeah, if we look at this pole here, it's not three-phase coming in, but there is three-phase coming through here. And this is extremely rural, so I can't imagine. I'm gonna look right there, you can see it's three-phase. I don't know why they'd have it out here otherwise, so I'm assuming it was for this site. So, and this is where the gate would be, and somebody actually pushed the snow up a little bit here, so that's nice. So, yeah, this one's kind of got a little, looks like a drum hanging off the side on this one. This one's not in as good of shape as others. Looks like it's kind of been just sitting here. So anyway, that'll be it for this one.